Welcome, let us embark on a remarkable journey together. A journey that spans thousands of years and unfolds across the vast and vibrant landscape of the Indian subcontinent. The story of India is not just one of kings and empires, but a grand, sweeping epic filled with profound ideas, incredible art, and the resilient spirit of its people. It is a narrative woven from countless threads of different cultures, languages, and beliefs, creating a rich and complex tapestry that continues to evolve even today. Our exploration will begin in the ancient river valleys, where one of the world's first great civilizations took root, laying the foundations for a history unlike any other. We will travel forward through time, witnessing the rise and fall of mighty dynasties and the birth of transformative philosophies. Our story begins more than 4,500 years ago, in the fertile plains of the Indus River and its tributaries. Here, a remarkable civilization, the Indus Valley or Harappan civilization, blossomed into existence. It was one of the world's first major urban societies, contemporary with ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, yet it developed its own unique character. They were master builders and brilliant city planners. Mohenjo-Daro Harappa, marvels of engineering, laid out on a sophisticated grid system, homes with private wells, bathrooms linked to underground drainage systems, a level of civic planning unparalleled for its time. Much remains a mystery today. Following the decline of the Indus Valley cities, a new chapter in Indian history began with the arrival of Indo-Aryan-speaking peoples. This period, known as the Vedic Age, is named after the Vedas, a vast collection of sacred hymns, prayers, and philosophical treatises. Composed in Sanskrit, the Vedas are among the oldest scriptures in the world and provide our primary window into this era. Initially, these texts were not written down but were meticulously memorized and passed down orally from one generation of priests to the next, a testament to the incredible power of human memory. The earliest of these, the Rig Veda, describes a society of semi-nomadic pastoralists who valued their cattle, worshipped gods representing natural forces, the sun, the wind, and fire, and engaged in elaborate sacrificial rituals. As these communities gradually settled in the fertile Gangetic plains, their social and political structures evolved significantly. The early, loosely organized tribes, or janas, began to coalesce into more permanent territorial kingdoms known as janapadas. A king, or raja, was no longer just a successful war chief, but became a hereditary ruler responsible for protecting his people and upholding dharma, or cosmic order. This period saw the development of the Varna system, a social hierarchy that divided society into four main classes. The Brahmins, who were priests and scholars. The political landscape of competing kingdoms set the stage for a momentous event: the rise of the Mauryan Empire, founded by Chandragupta Maurya in 322 BCE. This was the first empire to unify most of the Indian subcontinent under a single ruler. Chandragupta, advised by his brilliant and pragmatic mentor Kautilya, established a highly centralized and efficient administration. Kautilya's treatise, the Arthashastra, gives us a detailed look into the empire's governance. The Mauryan state was a formidable power, with a vast army and a complex bureaucracy that managed its sprawling territories, creating an era of unprecedented political stability and economic prosperity across the land. The most famous of the Mauryan emperors was Ashoka the Great, Chandragupta's grandson. After a brutal war to conquer the kingdom of Kalinga, Ashoka was so horrified by the bloodshed that he underwent a profound personal transformation. He embraced Buddhism and dedicated the rest of his reign to promoting peace, compassion, and nonviolence. Ashoka had his edicts, inscribed on pillars and rock faces throughout his empire, which communicated social welfare, religious tolerance. Centuries after the Gupta Golden Age, a new and powerful force arrived in India, heralding the beginning of the Mughal Empire. Founded in 1526 by Babur, descendant of Timur, descendant of Genghis Khan, ruled most of the subcontinent for over 300 years. This period was marked by a remarkable synthesis of Persian Turkic Indian cultures, creating a unique and sophisticated civilization. The reign of Emperor Akbar is often considered the zenith of the Mughal Empire. Akbar was a visionary ruler. With curiosity, he pursued religious tolerance and inclusion. Architecture preserves the Mughal legacy most visibly. Emperors were prolific builders, commissioning forts, mosques, tombs, gardens blending Persian elegance with Indian craftsmanship. The Taj Mahal remains the most iconic creation, built by Shah Jahan for Mumtaz Mahal. The decline of the Mughal Empire created a power vacuum that was gradually filled by a new force from across the seas, the British. Initially arriving as traders with the English East India Company in the early 17th century, the British slowly expanded their influence through a combination of trade diplomacy and military conquest. By the mid-18th century, following victories like the Battle of Plassey, the company had transformed into a de facto political power. The economy was reoriented to serve Britain's industrial needs, with India becoming a supplier of raw materials and a captive market for British manufactured goods. This policy led to the decline of traditional Indian industries, such as textiles, and contributed to widespread poverty and recurrent famines. The British also implemented a policy of divide and rule, often exacerbating tensions between different religious and social groups to maintain their control. And a growing sense of national consciousness began to emerge in response to this subjugation. This rising awareness gave birth to the Indian nationalist movement. The struggle for India's freedom gained unprecedented momentum in the 20th century, largely due to the arrival of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Gandhi transformed the nationalist movement from an elite debate into a mass struggle involving millions of ordinary Indians from all walks of life. He introduced the powerful concepts of satyagraha, truth force, ahimsa, nonviolence. The Salt March in 1930, people willingly courted arrest and faced police brutality without retaliating. These acts of collective nonviolent defiance exposed the injustice of British rule. The joyous moment was marred by partition. In August 1947, British India was divided into two nations. At the stroke of midnight on August 15, 1947, Nehru declared India had made its tryst with destiny. India began its journey as a free nation. In the decades since, India embarked on building a modern nation on ancient foundations. It adopted a democratic constitution, committing to becoming a major global player.